Hey guys, Afshin again, and welcome back to another Vex Onshape tutorial. Today we're going over how to easily color metal in Onshape. This lets you essentially pre-plan how your robot's going to look like before you paint it, and saves you time and money, making it a lot easier to experiment with multiple color combos instead of being stuck to just a few colors. As always though, if you're new to Onshape and you want to learn how to start building a robot or making drawings, check out the playlist in the top right. But anyways, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so for those of you that's been wondering why no video's been uploaded for a while, I went on a little vacation, but now I'm back, so videos should come streaming again. But anyways, we'll be making all the parts and all the configurations of the different parts that you guys see here. So basically, you'll be able to easily color any of these and adjust any of these after this video. If you guys also have any other parts or anything that you'd want to color, you should also know how to do that by the end of this video just by watching how to do this. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start with a new part and part studio, and from here I'm going to derive the different pieces that we want. So say we want a metal tab, and in that metal tab we can have our different channels. So say we go through our, you can go to Derive and then you can set your different things that you want. I typically like doing kind of what I have over here. So if you go to insert, you can see my general defaults, the C channel, 3 wide, 5 wide, half cut, and a U channel. That's what I use most. If you guys have any other ones, you can add that, but I'm going to add those real fast into our part studio. Alright, now that I put those in, I'm going to show you guys specifically how to do the U channel and the half cut just a little bit slower, just because those are a little harder to do. So for that, we can put in our U channel, and for all of these, you want to be making sure you put in the biggest size. However, when we put our U channel, you notice that it doesn't all line up nicely. So to make it line up, you want to use base connector, and then we can say we want it to be on this origin, and be like that, and then we can adjust that make connector and say we want it to rotate by 90 degrees and then go forward about 5 inches. And we want this to happen so that they all are lined up nicely. So this will make it easier when we want to go set the size. So then we can set that. And then for we can start setting our configurations. So to do that, we're going to use this configuration panel on the right side, and we want it to be set to table. So normally it's automatically set to table, but if it's not, you can come to this drop down and select list. And then from there, we want to set all of our things. So like a C channel, we want a half cut. I'm just gonna call it half. We want a U channel, we want 3 wide and a 5 wide. And then we can go to over here, and instead of using suppress to hide or pretend that it doesn't exist, we can use configure suppression. And then we can do this to each one of these. And now if we set all these checkboxes so that it's like whatever is left unsuppressed is check mark. So like for example, for the 5 wide, we'd want the 5 wide on the check mark, and then we can do the same with these. For the half cut, you want the 3 wide to be check mark. Holy smokes. Click, and boom, and boom. And then if we wait a little, it should pop up, and only the C channel should pop up, since right now on the top left, we can see that we're in the C channel configuration. If we go to 3 wide, then it will show the 3 wide configuration. But say we want to go and do a half cut, well, then it still shows the 3 wide configuration. So to add that, we want to go and make a sketch and then cut it basically in half. You can cut it, I know other people cut it like from this hole or from like right in between, you can do that as well. I typically just cut it in half for ease, but we can go and set that and then extrude that there, and make sure you set it to remove and through all. And then if we check it, those are deleted, and we can set that extrude to a configure expression as well, and then make sure it's only selected for that half cut. So then if we go and go through our different things, you'll see our C channel pops up when you select it to C channel, half for half, U for U when it loads, 3 for 3, and 5 for 5. And you want to make sure that this is what you have before going on to the next step. Then going on to the next step, we want to set a tester just to make sure we can see everything that's going on. So then we can set this to test. And now you should be able to see every single thing from over here. Then from there, you want to go and make another plane starting from this side. That way we can cut down to whatever size that we want. And this lets us essentially set the length that we want. So we can go and select plane, and you want that plane to be off the front plane, and you want it to be offset 17.5 inches in the other direction, so on this side. And then you want to set your sketch actually on here. If you try to set your sketch on the specific piece of metal, it will kind of bug out a little, so you make sure you do the plane trick. From there, you can just have it set to cut out everything. I like making my parts exact, so I'm gonna go quickly and set all of these. I'm gonna go and quickly set all of these and their distances. So boom, boom, and boom, and I'm just clicking I, which basically means coincident, so it's exactly connected. And then we want to hide all these so we don't accidentally select it. And then we can select this and extrude and make sure you set it to remove, merge with all, and this we can adjust later. So then we can show back everything and select OK. Oh, and make sure this is going the right direction. Almost missed that. So now you should see it cut and select OK. From there, to actually set the length of how much it's going to cut by, we're going to actually do it in reverse. So we want to set another configuration table, and we do that with configuration variable this time. And you can set this to any length that you want. I usually set it as this, default 1 inch, minimum 0, and maximum 17.5, since there's no C channels or U channels larger than 17.5. And then we can set this to length and then select OK. From there, we can go into this extrude and we can adjust this to 17.5 minus the length. And we want to make sure 17.5 is inches because the length is set in inches, so you want both of them to be 17.5 inches minus the length in inches. So then from there, you'll see that it automatically cuts it to whatever this value is over here. And you want to test that real quick by just going through different ones, make sure it's setting it to that size. And once you do that, you can go and delete this tester over here because then you don't need it anymore. And you can input it into here and see if it works over here. So say we want a half and say we want it 3 inches long, you can generate it. And if we want to bring it in, this will be 3 inches long. So it works perfectly. Next, we're gonna do spacers real quick because that's also real quick and easy. And that's something else that you might want to color. So we're just gonna go from the top, make select this top plane, make a I want that to be centered. Make a 0.17 inch circle. This will be the inside of the spacer, and then we can make another circle. We don't want construction. Another circle, and we can set a dimension to that. And then we can go to our configuration to set the thickness. For thickness of this, oh, you also have to be out of the sketch. So for thickness of this, I usually like to have it in a table as thin, normal, and thick. You can set it to exact distance that you want using the variable, but this is my preference. And then from there, you can go into the sketch, right click this dimension, and you can say configure dimension. And then from there, this table will pop up and you can adjust them to whatever you want. So I'm just setting them to the RoboSource sizes. So 0.25 thin, 0.375 normal, and 0.5 thick. And then you can check by going over here and adjusting that these change. So then you know it's working. From there, you can go and select extrude, just Control-Shift-E, and then setting that, and we can have that as there for now. Then we want to set the length. For that, I'm going to go to configuration variable, say length, and then you can set this to any value that you want. I'll set my default to 0.5 because that's what I use the most. And then we can go to length, go to extrude, and then just say set to length. And now this will be any length that you want. Also, you can change the color from here so that it automatically sets the color to for every single one. So if I say edit appearance to like red, then all of them when I bring them in are going to be red. And then same thing from here. You can do you can right click any of these and say edit appearance for each of these. But normally you want to edit the appearance from in here. So then we can go in here and say we put in a 0.5 spacer, normal one, a C channel, a 1-inch C channel, and we want to color these different colors. So then we can go to our bill of materials, add the appearance column, and then from there actually you can easily change these to any colors that you want. So like say you want, and you can also like see what you're selecting. So like say they're like, oh, what's this part? Well, you can select it and it highlights it, and then you can automatically select whatever color that you want. So it takes a little bit to load, but then it eventually does it. And this is a really nice and easy way to like see your part. And then if you want to like take a picture to like flex or for rendering, you can go up here, say go to print, and then just make sure that what you want is in there. I usually like setting mine to landscape. I personally find that that works a lot better. And then you can print it, download the image, do whatever you want, or you can import, like select all of these and export it. And then from there you can export it to whatever, and then go to a viewer or a render software and render it from there. But I usually use this tool over here. But anyways, that's everything I wanted to show you guys in this video. I hope you liked it, learned something new. If you guys want to see something else, let me know down in the comments and I'll go about it. Other than that, have fun and we'll see you guys next time.